2114 lab. My name is Casey Creamer, so I'll be your instructor. You won't often see my face. I won't appear in video lectures, but I wanted to do this intro video in order to show you where stuff is located on Blackboard. So first you need to navigate to Blackboard, go to the West Georgia Technical College homepage, click on the Blackboard link and sign in. And then you'll see a list of your courses. Click on the 2114 lab course. The CRN for you should be 60604. Things that you should know about on Blackboard are, of course, the announcements page. So any new announcements would be posted here. And then you have the syllabus tab. Get that clicked. And on the syllabus tab, you'll see the course agreement form and your lab syllabus. Make sure you click on the lab syllabus and download it and read it in its entirety. But you also want to do the course agreement. You actually have to do the course agreement in order to see any of the other material that I've uploaded for you guys. So you would click the course agreement, click begin, and you have to make a 100 on it. So you have to agree to all these statements. So read through them, agree to them. I think I just minimized my screen. Okay. Then click save and submit, and then okay. And then it'll tell you how long it took you, and you just come over here and you click OK, and then it'll show you that you made 100. If you made 100, we can move on to the next point. All right, for that, we want to click Lessons. So Lessons is usually what I call the Lessons tab when it's over there on the left navigation panel. And then we have a Lessons folder, which you can't see unless you did the course agreement form. And then you have some other folders here like Getting Started, Lab Documents. I'm going to turn my Blackboard off edit mode so you can see just what you guys would see. Now, I'm recording this a little earlier on in the week before I got everything updated. So what you're not going to see are the instructions, which would be present at the top of each week folder. And you're not going to see the exams yet, but I'm getting those updated. We'll get those in. There's not really going to be many video lectures for lab. A lot of the PowerPoints are self-explanatory, but if there is a video lecture, it's already in its folder. So let's look at one of those folders. So week 1 folder, you can see what we have in here is in green, the endocrine startup, and you're going to have a startup for every unit. And at the end of the semester, I'm going to average the grades for your startups together. Whatever that grade is, it's going to be your 5th exam score. So you have 4 exams total that are actually just regular exams. You log in, you answer multiple choice or fill in the blank or true, false or essay questions. And then you're going to have 1 startup exam. Now, I've made all these startups also grades, so you'll get double credit for them. You'll get credit for them as an assignment, and you'll get credit for them as your exam 5 score. So make sure every week you're completing your startups. So endocrine system startup, what I would do is I would click it. I would see the due date. It says Sunday, May 31st, 2020, points possible, 100. All our due dates are on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Make sure you're looking at the syllabus, look at the course lesson plan. That's where all our due dates are, and make sure you follow that very strictly. All of the instructions would be under the due date, and all of the links for downloading an assignment for a Dropbox would be under that due date. So I would click this. It would open. So just let it open. And then you'd be able to see the assignment. So this is the endocrine system startup. We see a question here. I'll do number 1 for you guys just so you can see how to fill in the startups. So endocrine glands secrete blank into the bloodstream. So I would just highlight this. Let me enable editing first, or it's not going to let me do anything. There we go. So I would highlight where I want my answer, and I would type it in, what my answer is. For this one, there's actually a word bank. What you can also do is after you type it in, if you want, you can highlight it. That's optional. Just make sure you're filling in the assignment. Move this over. And then when you're done with the entire assignment, so this one's just kind of 1.5 pages, you come over to File, save as, and save it somewhere you can find it on your desktop. Put it in a folder, but you need to be able to find it. All right, so let me exit out of this. No, I don't want to save it. You would save it. And then once you've downloaded the file, completed the file, put your own answers in, it's saved somewhere where you can find it. You'd click Browse My Computer. You'd go where you saved it. So if I saved it to my desktop, I'd click Desktop. I would find the file because I would know what I named it, probably Endocrine Startup. And I would just click it and then click Open. And it would upload here. So just make sure you're doing the startup each week, and that's how you can do the startup. And those have to be manually graded, so your grades are not going to instantly appear. Give it some time before those startups start showing up in Blackboard Gradebook. All right, let me get out of that. All right, so endocrine startups in general, something you want to do each week. Other things you want to do are drop boxes. So any Dropbox assignments, you'll have more or less each week depending. So all startups are in green, all drop boxes are in red. So you'll do a virtual lab safety Dropbox during week 1. You want to go ahead and do PhysioX 4. To do any PhysioX assignments, you actually have to use the mastering course that's linked to your lecture course. And you would go to the study area in mastering and then click lab tools, and PhysioX would be under that. For this first week, we're just going to watch the endocrine system crash course videos. We can also look at this endocrine system lab PowerPoint. And if you still want practice before doing the online pre-lab and Lab 16 Check Your Recall and Understanding, you can do some practice questions at the Khan Academy. That's an optional activity. But I wanted to introduce Khan Academy as a great study tool, especially for an online course. All right, these pre-lab and Check Your Recall and Understanding assignments are representative of the workbook pages that are in your lab manual. So it's expected that you're reading the intro material and the exercise material in your lab manual, that you're completing the pre-labs, the Check Your Recall and the Check Your Understanding in your lab manual. And you're doing all this to prepare for the assignments during each week. So you really want to try to stay on top of this. During summer, you're expected to be doing 2 labs per week. And so what we're seeing here in all our week folders represents that. So if it seems a little fast, it is, and it's because it's a summer course. So for this week, I tried to minimize it to the best of my ability because it's the first week. So you would have to do endocrine system startup, virtual lab safety Dropbox, PhysioX 4 Dropbox, do some studying, and then do the online pre-lab 16 and the lab 16 Check Your Recall and Understanding after doing the workbook pages in your lab manual. And then at the end of each week, you'll have a link that takes you to the next module or next week folder. So you can see every folder has a startup, has drop boxes, has some videos, some resources, study material, and has online pre-labs and Check Your Recall and Understanding. So that's what you're responsible for. Again, I'm going to have instruction pages in a module that just list what you're responsible for as far as what you should be doing, kind of what's for a grade. But in general, what's for a grade is the startup, the drop boxes, and the pre-labs and Check Your Recall and Understanding. That's what you want to be looking for. The stuff in green, the stuff in red, and the stuff in blue. Now, again, make sure you're reading the instructions just in case there's something else, but that's the general kind of breakdown for every week. Let's just look at one more. Let's go to week 3. So again, we have a startup in green. We have a drop box in red. We have plenty of videos, study material, things to look at for review. And then we have an online pre-lab 17 and a lab 17 Check Your Recall and Understanding in blue. So in general, every week, startup, drop boxes, pre-lab, and Check Your Recall and Understanding. All right, so let's go back to lessons. We're going to click on our lessons folder. And we can just see how many weeks we have. So we have 9 weeks. The only thing that's going to be in week 9 is probably your last lab exam. None of your lab exams are up yet, but they will be in the weekly folders, not in between them. And that's about it for looking at Blackboard, kind of introducing you to it and to me. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at my faculty email address, which is casey.creamer@westgeorgiatech.edu. And my name is spelled Caycee.Creamer, would be creamer like coffee creamer, so Creamer. The phone number on my syllabus is also my cell phone number, so feel free to text me. And if you're texting me, still give me 24 hours to respond. Sometimes I'm not near a computer, so I can't immediately update or change something or check something, but I'll do the best that I can. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to get in contact with me. It does take me a little longer to reply to Blackboard messages. And that's it for the introduction to 2114 Lab.